One of the great commandments of the Torah is the giving of charity, to be helpful to others, to be sympathetic, and to do whatever you can to help individuals and groups of people that are in need of it. However, it's not completely a simplistic type of thing. In the Shemona Esrei, which is the major prayer, otherwise known as the Amidah, you stand up before God, that's the major prayer. It begins with praises of God. And one of the praises is that God is Gomel Chasadim Tovim, that God bestows. Chasadim is compassion. But Tovim, that is to say, goodly deeds of compassion, which seems to be a little bit extra, superfluous, because the question is, if we're talking about deeds of kindness, loving kindness, so of course it's good. Why does it have to say deeds of loving kindness that are good? So Rabbi Soloveitchik one time explained that it's teaching us a very significant lesson, and that is not all deeds of loving kindness are necessarily good. We may feel that it is. Sometimes we do things, favors, or give things because of our emotions. We feel a certain sympathy, and that's a good thing to do. But the question is it really good objectively? Did we really help the other person? Sometimes by giving to the other person, we're not really helping him. For example, people that are too lazy and they could work, they could help themselves, but they've become dependent on others. So by giving to them without questioning, you're just feeding that dependency. You're making them more dependent. That's not a good thing. As opposed, if possible, you could do things to make them independent, and so on and so forth. There are people that come over to you, they don't have no food, they can't eat, and so on and so forth, and you may give to them, but many of these people spend the money on drugs, and they are harming themselves. And by you assisting them, in a certain sense, of course with good intentions, but you may be bringing about something which is harmful. So therefore, there's an important lesson to be learned, and that is, when we do give, even giving itself is not necessarily the right thing in that situation. In order to perform a mitzvah, you have to use your mind. You have to use your intelligence. Sometimes it is a good thing to refrain from giving. That's based upon you have to look into the situation to the best of your ability. This information is not always available, but sometimes you have to be able to say no. And that is what the Torah is teaching us. Because a major ideal of Judaism is to imitate the ways of God, the ways that God has revealed to us. And one of those ways, most of the ways of God, are compassion and justice and so on. But the Torah says it's goodly. That is to say, it's not enough to say that I had compassion. What could I do? I felt pity. Well, you felt pity, and what you did, was that really good? Was it beneficial? Or perhaps it was even negative in terms of sustaining a bad behavior. So that's an important thing to think about. We have to cultivate within ourselves a concern, a compassion, a willingness to help others, to donate our money to help others, but to the best of our ability, we should make certain that the monies we give are for a really, truly good cause. And they really do achieve their objective of helping people and elevating them to a higher level.